Tropical update time, and we have a very powerful hurricane closing quickly on Jamaica, and it's going to reach the eastern portions of the island here within the next 3 or 4 hours. And the strong winds ahead of it are going to reach it before that. The eye is just to the southeast of it, about 90 miles, and closing quickly west at 18 is the current track, but it could wobble north and actually clip the island. Even if it doesn't, there are very strong winds in the northern core here that are going to rake the island, produce some severe wind damage along the coast and inland, especially at higher elevations. We'll zoom in on the circulation. You can see the eye there. You can see, notice it's just in the last minute, there's just a little slight wobble to the north. Even if the eye stays to the south, we're going to have significant impacts wind-wise on the island, particularly in the higher elevations. Power outage is expected. Of course, they've turned off the power, or will shortly turn off the power on that island. But when they try to turn it back on, they'll have to put up the wires first. Now, the hurricane warnings up here and also in the Cayman Islands. The most threatened of the Caymans is Grand Cayman to the south. Hurricane watches have gone up for the Yucatan Peninsula all the way down to the border of Belize. And of course, that's a little bit early relative to the 36-hour time frame. We expect more a 50-hour time frame there. They're just doing it early just to make sure that people are aware of the situation. In the meantime, we also have tropical storm warnings up. Those are up for the portions of the Haiti and also along the coast of Cuba. And I say this because as the system goes by near the Cayman Islands, the winds are going to surge rather dramatically through the Florida Straits and be very windy there. So small craft, you should start to stay in port, as the winds are going to be blazing through there at about 30, 35 miles an hour, and waves will raise to about 15 feet. All right, the impacts on Jamaica: flooding from surge and wave action along the coast. Not exactly sure where, but somewhere in here could get as high as 10 feet. It could be that little bay right in there, or the western portion of that bay. Elsewhere along the island, as high as 5 feet as possible the next 12 hours. Flooding rains are a serious threat in the hurricanes and mountainous areas, and we could see areas exceeding 12 inches of rain, with some of that rain coming down to the coastal area and flooding out some of the river areas and anything nearby. So a big threat the next 24 hours with this system as it moves basically toward the Yucatan Peninsula and then on into the Gulf of Mexico. Right now, that ridge of high pressure is expected to keep it to the south in Mexico. We could still see some impacts from it in the Texas region, and if it moves in the northernmost area, we could actually see some strong winds in Brownsville. Right now, we're not expecting that. Possibly some tropical storm force winds there. In the meantime, look at the Caribbean. Fabulous weather there, and the Eastern Pacific is quiet.